King County, Washington, reportedly warning local law enforcement officials they better, quote, get used to juvenile criminals who commit burglary, assault, car theft, even take guns to school, to them, well, not facing jail time. That's where we begin tonight's lightning round with KTTH Seattle talk radio host Jason Rantz. All right, Jason, great to have you back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Shannon.
So you're writing about this. You say local officials were told that the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office will not prosecute nearly half of juvenile felonies, even when they take guns to school, commit assault, motor vehicle theft, residential burglary. Instead, they're going to be enrolled in restorative justice programs run by police and prison abolitionists. What's the deal?
Yeah, so I got a hold of this PowerPoint presentation that was given to law enforcement officials in South Puget Sound cities that have been experiencing a surge in violence, a surge that you and I have talked about for a while now. And they were told, literally, get used to the fact that that office is going to put at least 40% of juvenile criminals into this program called Restorative Community Pathways, RCP. And it basically allows a group of activists to determine a plan for these juvenile criminals instead of actually putting them in jail. But the problem is twofold. Number one, as you point out, the groups in charge are abolitionists. They don't believe in jail and they want to abolish the police. So they're not really going to hold any of these violent juveniles accountable. But number two, these aren't kids who are stealing candy bars from a store who would be really good candidates for restorative justice programs. These are violent offenders who have already gone too far. These are serious felonies that we're talking about, and we're just keeping them on the streets after they've shown themselves to be violent and dangerous. And the mayors are saying you should put a pause on this program. The King County Prosecutor's Office saying, no, we're going to continue to do it anyway, which means in 2022, unfortunately, probably going to see a continuation of this nonsense.
All right, we know you track it, so keep up with it and keep us updated. Now, I want to talk about our next topic tonight. This is the use of the word Latinx, and there's been a lot of discussion about this, whether people want to use it, whether they don't want to use it, whether anyone is using it. Here's what we have. Axios has this headline. It says, Latino groups want to do away with the word. Academic and social media circles began using Latinx over the last decade, saying it was more gender neutral and inclusive for Hispanic LGBTQ members. But it sounds like, Jason, a lot of folks don't actually want that word to be used in describing them.
Yeah. No one wants it. No one uses it. It is an invention of woke white progressives. It is a silly attempt to push gender-inclusive language that only like 12 people actually want. And really, it is racist. The Spanish language has gendered nouns. It doesn't need some white kid with a gender studies degree from SUNY Binghamton to reinvent the entire language for them. These are activists who come from wealthy families in Bel Air, California, or Kirkland, Washington. They've got their BLM signs on their perfectly manicured lawns that, by the way, were cut by Latinx people that they're dramatically underpaying but think they're doing them a favor by giving them a job. It is condescending. It is wrong. But I hope they continue to use it because it just reminds a whole bunch of people that, hey, the Republicans aren't pulling this stuff because we don't view these folks as political props.
Well, that is interesting. Democratic Arizona Representative Ruben Gallego tweeted, he says, in my office, you're not allowed to use the word in official communications. When Latino politicos use the term, it's largely to appease rich white progressives who think that's the term we use. And as you said, he says it's a vicious circle of confirmation bias. All right, quick final word to you on our last topic. The Washington Football Club is getting a new mascot, a new name. It's coming in February.
We don't need it because whatever they come up with, some other group is going to pretend to be offended by it. So how about we just continue to call it what it is, which is that team in Washington. I don't pay attention because I watch soccer, which is real football.
Yeah, and when they use club, I feel like that is the right name used for club. This football club thing, it's confusing to the Europeans. Like, what is that team in Washington doing? There's a football there. It is not a soccer ball. But anyway, we're anxious around here to find out what the new name is going to be and whether they just stick with calling it Washington Football Club. All right, it is great to see you, Jason. Have a fantastic start to your year. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks. Go Seahawks.
Okay, I don't know. Well, let us know. Tweet. Let us know what your team is. All right, thanks, Jason. Okay, if Phil